The thing about finding more fulfillment is that it makes everything more fulfilling. I'm Elijah Mang, and this is the One Decision Away podcast. And in this one, clearly, we're talking about fulfillment. Um, because fulfillment is very fleeting until you understand this one thing. What if the chances are, you're probably doing this wrong because most people are doing this wrong and understanding this in a way that does not serve them as well as it possibly could. So what if fulfillment was not just an effect of what you do, what you have, and what you create, but a cause of what you do, have, and create? You see, so many people look at it like it is a result, like it's an outcome of what they do in life. What if instead it was a contributor to what you do in life? For example, like I feel like it's very much more generally understood and accepted that happiness is a state of being, and happiness in itself entirely doesn't just come from things that we do, or like, for example, money doesn't buy happiness. Like, people know that money doesn't buy happiness. Money may contribute to your life in ways that allow you to more easily feel more happiness, but it's like shifting from looking at these emotions, fulfillment, happiness, as just a result and an outcome of what we do in our life, but looking at them as what they are, states of being. Like, when you are happy, you tend to be better at work. You tend to create more and better relationships. When you're happy, you tend to be a more positive contributor to other people's lives. When you're happy, you tend to make everything in your life better. And so, what if you were fulfilled? What if you discovered and embraced that state of being within yourself now, instead of looking at everything that you do as a means for finding fulfillment? If you just found fulfillment and let everything that you do come from that place of fulfillment. And I want to ask you a couple questions here. First of all, if you were in a state of fear, like the most fearful version of yourself, what would you seek to do, to create, to acquire, or to get when you're in that state of fear? Versus you in your most fulfilled state, you in your most loving, open, trusting state of being. What would you do, create, or seek to accomplish in that state of being? Chances are it's probably a lot different than what you would do from that fearful state of being. And so if you look at your life like this, like everything that you do is tinted with the state of being that you're doing it from, it changes everything, right? You will begin to, when you embody more of a state of peace, fulfillment, joy, you'll begin to change the way that you operate in your life, because everything that you do is now coming from that place of fulfillment within yourself. And so in your work, you're going to be way more productive. You're going to be way more clear. It's easy to make decisions when you know, okay, is this coming from the state that I am in a lot of the time that feels good? That's fulfillment. That's love. That's security, internal security, that feeling of security within yourself, not security that's reinforced by all these external things, but true security within yourself. No, it's not coming from that state. Okay, so this is coming from fear. Then that's not the right decision to make. When you let everything in your life be guided through your feelings, and this is very controversial because so often you're used to hearing, don't let your feelings influence your decisions, get your feelings out of it, get your emotions out of it. Your emotions will hold you back. Things like that. You're so used to hearing that. We all are. But when you really understand the power of this internal guidance system of, okay, where am I coming from? Is this coming from fear or is this coming from love? You know exactly what decision to make because you know that the things that you do that are coming from you being in a state of love, of fulfillment, of happiness, of joy, are going to produce more outcomes and results that are aligned with that love, joy, fulfillment, peace, happiness, whatever that looks like for you. And the actions that you take that come from a state of being, a fearful state of being, are going to produce shaky results. They're not dependable. They're not as certain. In fact, what you can be more certain of is that it's not going to create the outcomes that you're looking for. When you're acting from that fearful state of being, the results that you create are going to just perpetuate more to feel fearful about. When people are building success from a state of insecurity, of fear, of worthlessness, which is actually very common, building whatever success, you're building from a place of worthlessness, from trying to prove your value externally, then whenever you get the results that you're looking for, you're still going to feel insecure. Tons of people do this. They create a lot of success. They amass, a big fortune, a lot of money. And then, what comes next? Then it's still the insecurity that you felt before, but it's fear about losing what you've built now because you're still not secure within yourself. It doesn't matter what changes externally. The state that you are creating out of is going to produce more results that align with that state of being. And so you can't create your security externally in life. You're not going to find fulfillment just by putting all the pieces of the puzzle together in a certain way in your life, like looking at traditional things that tell you how to live a fulfilled life. It's like, okay, you can look at it as all these different pieces and you just need to get all these in place to be more fulfilled in your life. Like, okay, you need a healthy diet, nutrition, right? You need physical exercise. You need relaxation and rest time. You need, friends and family, people who you're sharing love and connection with, people that you can open up to, people that you can trust, things like that. Yes, well, on the logical level, it all makes sense. And chances are those things will create more fulfillment for you in your life. But what are you bringing into all of those things? Are you bringing this state of pre-existing fulfillment within yourself into your relationships, into your work, into your exercise? There's a difference between working out because you hate your body and you're mad at yourself and you're judging yourself and you're judging your body the whole time that you're going through this physical, growth and transformation, versus working on your body and your health and growing your body, putting on strength because you love yourself and you love your body and you love what your body does for you every single day. It provides you with life. It provides you with the vehicle to exist in this world. And those are two completely different places. It's more important where you're coming from than it is what you're actually doing. And so a question that I actually asked in the last episode I recorded was, who are you being while you're doing what you're doing? And it's so important. It's very important to consider. It's not just consider it, but actually take into account, what are you doing in your day-to-day life that's coming from a place, or where is it coming from? Like, what are you doing in your day-to-day life, and where is it coming from? If it's coming from a place of fear, chances are you need to figure out a way to shift the perspective, because as you probably know, if you've been operating in that state, it's only been creating more to be fearful of. More feelings of insecurity. You see, the world, we can't really control it, but we can very strongly influence it through the state of being that we choose to live in. It's a decision. You're only one decision away from this, from literally anything. And so it's your decision. The world is malleable. Like what you see as reality, if you ask 100 different people what reality is, you'll get tons of different answers. And that's the reality of reality, is that your perspective is actually creating your reality. And so what you truly and genuinely believe about reality is going to be true for you. You know, if you need to fight for everything that you get, if you need to work hard, hustle, and grind for every little bit of what you get, then chances are everything that is there for you to receive, you're not going to be open to receiving it. The things that don't even require that hustle, effort, grind, whatever, you could have blessings after blessings dropping in your lap every single day, but you're not even going to realize them or actually accept them because you're so focused here. You have your beliefs and your conception of what reality is, and that's all you see and experience because you're creating it. That you're creating your reality. And it's like cliche advice, but it's real. It's very real. And we only see through the filter that we are. That's the truth. We only see through the filter that we are. And so what is that filter for you? That's why I wanted to make this episode. What is that filter for you? Is that filter fulfillment? Are you seeing your life through this state of fulfillment and seeing all of the perfection of your life? That's controversial too. A lot of people don't believe in any kind of perfection in life. But there's this level of beauty that when you're living in a state of peace, of acceptance of what is, only when you're living in this state can you truly see and experience the perfection of life, because it's a filter. And you see all the struggles, you see all the challenges, you see all the hard things of life, but it all looks beautiful because it is what it is. It is the way that it is. When you're in this state of acceptance, you recognize that and you can see the beauty of it because, like they always say, diamonds are formed through pressure. It's like, and you can look back at your life, connect the dots of your life from the past, from what you've experienced, and look at, many of the hardest things and how they shaped you into being who you are now. It's perfection. You didn't struggle for no reason, With that said, you are going to create what you are, in a sense, if that makes sense. You're going to create what you are. You're going to create the things that match your state of being. As a matter of fact, I want to read the thing that inspired me to make this specific episode was I was just writing out some thoughts, I'll probably make it a post. But this is what I wrote. Fulfillment is fleeting until you understand this. And chances are you've got it backwards. The thing about finding more fulfillment is that it makes everything more fulfilling. What if fulfillment was not just an effect of what you do, have, and create, but a cause of what you do, create, and experience? This tiny shift in understanding opens up a whole new field of possibility. As I would hope you already know, your perspective and beliefs of reality are what create your experience of reality. And the extent to which this is true goes much deeper than most people understand, which is probably why so many people live in a constant state of stress, struggle, and the insatiable cycle of satisfying cravings that never end, because they're coming from a lack of fulfillment at the core. You can never be fulfilled if everything is coming from that lack of fulfillment. I didn't write that. I'm just adding to it. And it's really easy to look at life and say, life is this way. So if I do this, then I'll get this result and this feeling. And it's a paradigm that 95% plus of people live by. Reality leads to whatever cause and effect. And that's just the way that life is. We have all of these beliefs about just the way that life is, right? And that's why I say your perspective is your reality, because so many people believe different things about life, and they're going to prove themselves to be true. That's how it works. And so just as traditionally defined success is something that only about 5% of people have, or I'm just throwing that number out there, I don't know, but it's more rare, right? A truly fulfilling, joyful, and exceptional experience of life is also something that fewer people have. And it might be because most people don't understand this. Reality is malleable. Reality is not based in cause and effect. It's much deeper than that. I'm talking about the reality that produces what you see as, the whole chain of events in time and space, the process of cause and effect. Okay, this creates that, this creates that. The reality, the deeper forces that you are aligned with actually produce the cause and effect that you observe. So it's just like you're watching a movie. That is what you see play out on the big screen. The forces beneath what you see on the screen actually work this way. The reality equals cause equals the effect. It's basically, if you think about if you were to just remove the factor of time in this equation, in cause and effect, it all exists simultaneously at the same time. The reality, the cause and effect. And by reality, I mean what your perception of reality is, and then what you believe to be the cause and effect sequence. If you just take out time, it's all exists now simultaneously. And so this is where I asked earlier, what would the most fearful version of you seek to acquire, create, and feel? And then what would the most trusting and loving version of you seek to create and experience in life? And these two would probably be very different, right? So what would the most fulfilled and happy version of you seek to create? And this is the emphasis of this whole episode, is what you would seek to create and experience as the most fulfilled version of yourself is drastically different than that which you would seek to create and experience as the most fearful version of yourself. When you're in that state of fear, you are searching for security and typically searching for it externally. You're searching for it. You're searching for comfort in a relationship. You're not necessarily searching for what lights you up and is like the best thing for you at this moment. You're searching for a level of comfort, some kind of relief from this fear that you feel and this state of fear that you live in. But the most fulfilled version of you, you're seeking to help others feel that level of fulfillment that you feel. You're seeking to create an impact. You're seeking to make a difference. You're seeking to create things that are meaningful in the world. You're seeking to follow simply what pulls you, to follow what you're passionate about, to follow What interests you the most? It's not, I need to do this. I need to solve this problem. I need to um, relieve this craving that I feel. It's not the insatiable cycle of, quenching that craving. It's, I'm already fulfilled. What do I want to do? What do I want to create? What am I inspired by? You follow inspiration. You follow that, just wherever that fulfillment leads you. And the thing is, I believe a lot of people have a misconception around satisfaction and fulfillment. And that misconception says that in living in a state of satisfaction, you become complacent. And I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true because it's not what I've experienced. It's not what others I've worked with have experienced. And the way I look at it is, if you are satisfied and fulfilled, obviously, as I've been talking about this whole episode, you're going to seek to create things that align with the state that you feel within you. But here's the thing, it's like, we are creators. We are conscious creators of, whatever we want to create in this reality, in this life. And we're not going to stop creating. We're not just going to, the only time that we are complacent, stop creating, aren't doing anything, is if we're living in a state of hopelessness. If we're, living in a state where we are debilitated by our emotions. We're living in low vibrational states, maybe apathy, shame, guilt, hopelessness, fear. Then we're going to live in a state of inaction for the most part. And the thing is, in those states, the creation doesn't stop. It's just different. And so when you go and ascend higher and higher, and you get to this state of fulfillment, the action, the creation doesn't stop. It just changes. You're going to create things that are more meaningful to you. You're going to create things that are more aligned with what you truly value, enjoy, what you're passionate about, what you want to create. It's not from a place of, I need to do this to get this. It's from a place of, I'm fulfilled. I want to create this because I want to make this kind of impact in the world, or I want to create this because it's just something it's cool. It's cool. It's fun, whatever. It changes the game, and it doesn't make you complacent. It makes you more of who you are. It makes you truly more authentic to who you actually are, beyond all the residue that's built up inside of you over the years, the limiting beliefs, the doing what you do because you feel like you need to do it and not because it's so truly aligned with you that you couldn't go on not doing it. And so it's all about the state of being. Who are you being? Finding that state of being, bringing it up within yourself, releasing everything that's in the way of that, all the residue, the false beliefs about yourself, about who you are, the false beliefs about reality, about the way that it has to be, the way that it is, and realizing that, when you change the way you look at it, cliche quote, number 2 here. When you change the way you look at it, what you look at changes. When you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. And I think I want to just leave it at that, because it's just really take a second, like, let this sink in and think about how it resonates with you. What are you doing in your life that is coming from a place of fear, or a place of obligation because of the way that you believe life is? Like, you feel like you have to do it this way because that's just the way it is. But your soul is longing for something else. Your soul is longing for more meaning, connection, more alignment with your passions. Because here's the thing, you're unique. You have certain unique traits about you that all stack up and line up to make you a very unique individual. And given that you are a very unique individual, you have things and abilities to bring things into the world that other people don't have. And therefore you have a unique way of adding to the world. And the proof is in the fact that you are here. The proof is in the fact that you are. If you didn't have this unique contribution to give to the world, I don't think you would be here. Think about that. I don't think you would be here. And chances are, if you're watching this, you may not be living out the highest expression of that most aligned and authentic version of you. And if you're not, I have resources. If you want support with that, go check out the description. Book a breakthrough call with me. Completely, complimentary value. Yeah, I can help you sort through all the shit. This is what I do for a living. I can help you sort through all the shit, and we can continue and work together further, or I can just leave you with that. And, worst that happens, the minimum that happens is you have a new perspective, or you have a new take on life that's going to improve your life for the better. So book a call with me, join my community, the Inner Self Mastery Collective. Just check out the description and, you'll see what's available to you. But yeah, if you want a higher level of support with this, I offer my community group coaching. I have rapid results sessions where you do one session with me. It's hypnotherapy and then some limited coaching as well. And it'll help you immediately make certain shifts like this. It'll help you immediately step into a state of more peace, fulfillment, joy, love for yourself, trust, and openness for life, for yourself, for people around you, all of it. And then I work with people at a higher level, one-on-one, with a completely bespoke, unlimited coaching partnership. And that one's a lot more selective. So if you're interested in that, book a breakthrough call with me and we can talk and see if it's a fit for you. That is, if you want support, if you want help with any of these things that I'm talking about. If not, take what you heard in this episode, really take it into consideration, do some journaling on it, answer some of these questions, and find where you can shift the dial just a little bit to create more alignment in your life, in the actions that are coming from you on a daily basis. And bring a bit of a higher value on the state of being that you're taking into your daily life and how it's influencing everything else that you experience and everything else that comes from you into the world. Because you are a powerful creator with your creations very often determined by the state of being that you're living in. So if you enjoyed this, leave your thoughts, comments, whatever, drop a comment, hit like and subscribe. I appreciate you for tuning in. And remember, you are only one decision away. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.